What is up, my friends? Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're doing the streamer roundtable, which is basically something that I want to do on a monthly basis. And the reason for doing it is because I feel like there's a lot of questions surrounding streaming. A lot of people want to know certain things or just want to express their opinions and like their experiences. And one of them is me. I'd like to talk about it. And so if you are a sponsor of the channel, you are able to talk in the chat, and you are able to occasionally I will go into the sponsored chat to ask questions and have communication, like voice communications as well. And so basically I want to start and say how I started live streaming. Basically I had seen live streams and knew what live streaming was. Some people may have heard this already, but I'm gonna repeat it for people who are seeing the video for the first time or seeing me for the first time and never heard it. Basically, I started live streaming because I heard that YouTube Gaming was launching a live streaming platform or a gaming platform, and I wanted to try it out. I had no idea that I would like it. I didn't know that if I would be good at it. And if you watch my first videos, you can see that I'm actually not good at it, or I was not good at it. And yeah, so basically here we are, and now like 2.5 years later, and streaming on YouTube and doing well and enjoying it. And really what I want to do is ask some people in the chat if they have any questions about streaming. There may be some questions that like I will not be able to answer. Someone just asked, Phil Green just said, how long did it take you to reach 5K? That answer I do not know. I know that I think it took me 1 month to get to 1K, and then 5K I'm not sure how long it took, but it was very, like, it was good in the beginning, but it was also at the beginning of live streaming on YouTube. So or not live streaming, but it was more, I guess, visible. And so I was able to grow fairly quickly with playing popular games, which is what I did. I just played a lot of popular games. Yeah. Yeah, we watched my first video during the 12-hour live stream, and it wasn't the greatest. So but that's one of the cool things about live streaming, is being able to see like how you were and how you are now, and the differences and what has changed. If you guys have any questions, make sure to message them inside of the chat, the live chat, and I will repeat them for people who are watching this as a video afterwards, that you know what I'm responding to. How important are effects, different scenes, and so on? Puppy One Mountain, honestly, in the beginning when I started streaming, I had very few things going on. I had a very simple layout. It was not over exciting. It was just basic. And I think that there's a lot of people who still stream today who have pretty basic layouts with just tip notifications and alerts and things like that. So I don't think that it is absolutely necessary to have a fantastically crazy layout. It's better just to make something that you feel comfortable with and just start there. How long have you been streaming, and what got you into it? Basically, I've been streaming for over 2.5 years now, and I got into it just because I wanted to try it out. I really wanted to see what streaming was about. I always loved video games since I was 4 years old. I've been playing video games, so I never missed, a year or a month of playing video games. I played all the time. I just thought it'd be cool to try and mix the two together. What are some of your biggest roadblocks, mental or otherwise, i.e. slow growth or the adpocalypse? Clayton, it's tough because mentally there's a lot of things that streamers go through, I think, that you don't realize necessarily maybe as a viewer, but like basically, like, one day if you have like, you wake up and you have 100 people watching you and things are going great, and then like the month later, like, that game you were playing isn't so popular anymore or whatever, and all of a sudden you have 30 people watching you, and that can really affect a streamer's mood and like affect their their like mental state, I guess, towards streaming, because you want to like continually grow, but the problem is that you can't always have the same numbers. It's like it's never going to be the same, and you got to get used to the like rocky mountain really of what it is, because it's not like you don't just climb a mountain, like, it doesn't go straight up. You go up and then you dip, and it hurts, and then you go up again and you're happy, and then you go down and it dips, and like it really does affect you mentally. And I think that people get into streaming aren't ready for it. You got to think of it like starting a business. Like you obviously, like if you're taking it seriously, you should think of it like a business, because in businesses you're gonna have those ups and downs, and you got to be prepared for them to keep working and keep doing what you're doing. Obviously, if you're doing it for fun and you don't really care, then that's also fine, you know. But I still think that people who are doing it for fun see a certain number, then don't see a certain number, I think it could still affect them as well. You know, so I use OBS other than other than streaming with the Elgato software. I just been using OBS. I've always used OBS. Well, I used not Elgato. I used XSplit, and I swapped over OBS, and I've been on OBS ever since. And Elgato's software works really well with OBS, so that's why. We're doing prior to streaming. I had two. I had like some startups I tried to do. And before that, I co-created Epic Mealtime, so that was a YouTube channel. And there was a long period between Epic Mealtime and when I started streaming where I kind of had like, I guess you could say I kind of missed YouTube. I missed it. Like, I really loved when I was doing it with Epic Mealtime, and so afterwards it was like this space where there was no kind of like that type of entertainment, like industry type thing, and I guess I kind of missed it, and it was really nice to be able to get back into it. How do you find the balance between the games you enjoy playing and the games people want to see you stream? Bashtista. So basically, that is probably going to be one of the hardest things for people who are streaming or getting into streaming. It is one of the hardest things to say, like, I'm going to play this game because I love this game, and even though this game doesn't do well, I am going to play it and suffer and have worse numbers than if I played, let's say, you know, Fortnite, for instance, or Agario back in the day, or Minecraft, or GTA 5, or Call of Duty back in the. These are back in the day, not in Fortnite, but like back in the day, Agario, Minecraft, GTA. These games are all just like big numbers. You always get big numbers of them. So like the thing is, you gotta be able to have fun with what you're doing. So I played a lot of Agario. But I liked Agario because I was able, obviously, like the numbers were good with Agario, but also the people that were in the chat, I was able to communicate a lot with them because I didn't have to focus so much on the game. And that was a cool thing that I took out of Agario. And also I had like a lot of music playing in the background, so that also was fun. So you got to find like the fun parts of the games, let's say, that you don't necessarily love the most, but you want to grow your channel. Sometimes you got to do it. Like, I personally think that you got to like suck it up sometimes and play a game that you don't necessarily like, but you got to find the fun in the game that you're playing. And like, when I say not necessarily like, I don't mean like you hate the game. It's just that maybe you like Rainbow Six Siege better than another game, and you'd rather be playing Rainbow Six Siege, but you can't grow your channel. So you kind of have to make a decision and sort of deal with it. Agario. Yeah, you kind of have to adapt. Exactly, Savage Game. It's like you can't just go into it and be like, this is like the only game I will play, and then be stubborn. You got to pay attention to the numbers and what is doing well on your channel and what is not. And you just got to work with it. I think that it's very difficult. It's very difficult. It's like, for instance, on my channel, like PUBG works really well, and I get really good numbers. But when I play Fortnite, it doesn't do as well, even though I really like the game. And I like the change of pace from Fortnite, from PUBG. But then again, like maybe the people who are watching don't necessarily like Fortnite as much as I do. So my numbers aren't as good, or there's more competition with Fortnite now because everyone's playing it. So it's like you got to find this middle ground where like you're happy. Some people do like multiple games a stream, which is another way. That can work really well on other platforms. I feel like YouTube gaming has a bit of an issue with switching games while you're playing, and then like you want to put it up as a video afterwards, or if you care to do that, which is, you know, still up for debate how important it is to have your live up on your channel, or if it's good or it's bad for your channel. That question I don't have the answer to. Still trying to figure that out myself. So yeah. Who do I pick? How do I pick and choose who to play with? It honestly is like just the thing is, like, this is part of another thing about starting a channel or wanting to be a part of the community is like, if you show up a lot and you're talking a lot and you're being noticed a lot for whatever reasons, it's like it's just like you sort of, you know, you make a joke that like I think is funny, or like you make a joke that the streamer think is funny, and all of a sudden it's like, you know, you have a conversation in like a chat after a sponsor chat, and then like next thing you know you're playing together, and next thing you know they're playing a lot or they're not playing a lot, like, and then you know when you're playing together you have good vibes or you don't. So like being a part of the community and talking and like if you want to become a streamer, I'm not saying to just like go into streamers chat and like fake being their friends to try and play with them, but like being a part of the community, and if it shows that you're having fun, then there's a chance that you may end up playing with that streamer, and that could help launch your streaming career. And like it's something that I've seen people do in the past, and it's like it's just, I don't know, it's just, I feel like it's kind of just, for me it's just, I don't even know why. Like I don't know why I play with certain people and why and how it is and how it became to be. It's just it feels like it's just organic, and I just follow whatever the feeling is, you know. I don't have this thought process in my head like, okay, well this person said this, so I'm gonna stream with them. It's like, no, it's just, it happens. Let's see. Top three favorite streamers you watch regularly and what attracts you to their channel. I watch Julie a lot, One Shot Girl. I watch Game Dojo a lot, and who else do I watch a lot? I don't know the third one right now off the top of my head. I know that I bounce around a lot in a lot of people's streams, like even Game Dojo and Julie. It's like I'm always like in and out because I'm like doing stuff, but Julie just has like this super positive attitude. She's an amazing streamer. Dojo is kind of like more of the he's got like fancy stuff going on in his stream, and he's got more of a, sometimes at night like Dojo's streams become a little more crude, and like I think that's kind of fun, and I like that. It's kind of different from my normal day streams. If you ever see my night streams, you'll see sometimes it gets a little rowdy, but it's kind of something I like. There's a big difference between like Dojo and some other streamers, and so I like that about him. And like I said, Julie's just super positive, and it's always like, it's just this like breath of fresh air, like being in her channel. And yeah, hold on, let me see this. Someone in the chat, Basis Dude, says, when Stat called me up to the big leagues, I was so nervous I thought I was going to throw up. Now I think I'm going to throw up when he hits me with a flash grenade. So we have this trolley thing where I throw flash grenades at people who are playing with me in PUBG. But Basis Dude, it was like, before I started playing with him, he would say these weird things like in the chat that I thought were funny. Like we were playing, I was playing Resident Evil, and like there's this rat that was like on the shelf, and then all of a sudden like he keeps talking about shelf rats, and like you know, I don't know if I was the one who said shelf rat. I probably did because I say rat all the time, and then he would never never let it go, and it just became like a meme in the chat. And next thing you know, he's like playing with me and like Chris's face and Matchdars and Josh and you know, a bunch of people, and it was just it just happened. I don't know why it happened. It just did. We need more drunk Stat. Maybe at night. We're trying to get to that goal and get there. The meme officer, he says. Yes. What else is there? Let's see. Here someone says, I want to avoid talking. I don't know why you say that. Don't avoid. But are you sometimes worried about how long this lasts or the lack of a standard pension benefits? Okay. Classic Gaming basically asking about the future. And in reality, there is like no guarantees at all. Like this channel could die next year and I would be out of a job. I think that like you gotta go into this type of business with not just thinking that this is gonna last forever, but like planning ahead. So like I'm doing this chat thing right now, something that I've never done before, and I wanted to like try it out and see how it is and see how it goes. And like I feel like I have a lot to offer when it comes to my experiences, and if people have questions about their own channels, or if viewers have questions, or just talking about live streaming or entertainment business in general is like part of something that I feel like I enjoy dealing with. Like I talk about this for hours. So this is like, you got to plan ahead about like with what you're going to do next. Like, I don't know if I'll be streaming when I'm 50 years old, but maybe that would be cool. But maybe I'm doing something else. Maybe this led to something else. Maybe this, like, for me, it's everything I do is like a stepping stone in a way. It doesn't mean I'm going to abandon what I'm doing now, but it's always like trying to grow myself. And so when I'm doing this, it's like the beginning of this journey. And if this falls apart, then like I'll have another journey that I'll go on, and then eventually, you know, you get to where you are happy. And like I am happy right now, but like happy in the sense of like a pension, yeah. That I don't even think about that, because I personally don't live like that. I live like whatever happens now, like this is what I'm focused on, is all I care about. And like maybe I don't have a pension, maybe I don't have like a secure future, but like I believe in myself and I believe in what I'm doing. So I assume that it's going to work out, and obviously want to plan ahead and be careful in that sense, but also you got to be able to take risks if you're going to do something like this. You can't just be like super careful. I think that's part of the personality of like, of doing something like this. You got to be able to accept the risk of like failure. And like, you know, if this shit doesn't work out, like I'll move back into my parents' basement. I don't give a shit. Like it was awesome when I lived there, and it would be awesome if I moved back. And like, that is literally like my mentality is like, if this doesn't work out, I'm cool with that. And that's why like I think that I can take the risks and do those things. So pension, one day. At what moment did you know this could be a full-time job? I don't know. I mean, like, I think just being able to like pay the rent, you know, it was like, as soon as you could like pay the rent with the money you're making, then you can, you know, if you're careful, you can make it a full-time job. And then if you're making the money that, you know, to pay the rent, and then it's not necessarily full-time, but then you're going at it full-time, you would hope that you'd make more and be able to pay more. So I think it's all based on how you live and like the amount of money.
You're an inspiration to us all, man.
Lynx, do you see this? Look, Lynx, we got a tip and a sponsor at the same time. At the same time, Lynx, don't make that face. Don't make that face. Guys, we got a tip and a sponsor. Thank you so much. You guys, I could not do this without you guys. So that is part of it as well. Is like, I literally couldn't do this without you guys. So I am so grateful to everyone here and just taking time to sit with me and talk about this stuff. And in about 5 minutes, I'm going to go into the, 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. I'll go into the chat and we'll have more of a voice conversation and less of me just talking. So we'll get some more people in here to talk. But yeah, that was Lynx. Thank you so much to ISM for tipping and to Zura for sponsoring. I appreciate you. You guys are amazing. Sponsors is a way that I obviously help support the channel. So thank you to everyone who does. And this is a sponsor only stream. So if you are a sponsor, you can ask questions if you want. And if you also go into Discord, you can be in the sponsor chat and talk with everyone there. And then I'm going to be going in there about 5 to 10 minutes and we'll start chatting about some more things. Been watching for a couple months now and decided to do this. You seem so organic, and also you help at Epic Mealtime, which made me laugh so many times. Thank you, Zura. Appreciate you. How do you balance your personal time with streaming? How does streaming compete with your time? Clayton, okay. This is probably the most difficult one, or one of the most difficult things is like, I feel like a lot of streamers don't have personal lives. Like, it's very difficult to have a personal life when you're so focused on this. You're like, oh, I have free time, I should stream. I have a moment, I should make a thumbnail. I have a moment, like I should update my OBS and change the overlay. You know, these are things that I think is hard for me. Like, I mean, like, I think it's important to take those time to yourself and enjoy going to a movie or going to have a drink or just hanging out with your friends. Oh my God, we got sponsored. Dig Films. Thank you so much for sponsoring the beard. Oh, wake up. Thank you, my friend. You're too kind. I appreciate that. So yeah, the splitting your time is hard, especially if you have a family, you have a girlfriend, and all those things. Like, it is difficult. You know, when I started this, I actually had a girlfriend, and I was like so focused on this. I think that definitely hurt the relationship that we had, and you know, she ended up going, and I was able to then spend all my time on streaming, which then I think helped my channel because I was able to focus fully on it. And like, it's not that like, it's not anything other than that the more time you have, you know, it's probably better for you in terms of streaming because you can spend more time doing this without feeling guilty, because feeling guilty in streaming is tough. It's not easy to do. So, yeah, I mean, it's not easy to have a personal life with streaming, that's for sure. And I think that it's important to, like in the beginning, I wasn't so focused on that, and I was always focused on streaming, and I was trying to do a startup at the same time, so it was a lot of work. And I think you gotta find a time where, like, maybe in the beginning you go hardcore, like crazy, but even still, you gotta find time to take care of yourself as a person, because your mental state is important to, like, because you're projecting that onto other people who are watching you, and like you want to make sure that you're not coming to your stream tired and sad, or like feeling, because you know when you're really tired, like it's sometimes you feel worse than you would if you're super awake and rested, and so you could end up being you know, more sad on stream, or more triggered, or more angry. So yeah, it's important. Being a streamer is all about being yourself. I believe people watch you for you and not always the game, like hanging out. As a streamer, do you remember a specific turning point for your channel? Okay, so I feel like when I started streaming, all I was doing was like playing all the games that I could that would bring new numbers and new subscribers. And that is a good way to grow your channel. But at some point, I think it was around like No Man's Sky, I was like, I wanted to start focusing more on the community and like building a community, and like, and trying to focus in on that. Like No Man's Sky, Battlefield, PUBG, it was like, it was during those times I feel like I realized that it wasn't always about, like, you know, numbers are all obviously good to grow your channel and you know, ad revenue and all that stuff, but there's something about having a community that's seeing the same people every day, and hearing what they have to say, hearing about their days, and then looking in the chat and seeing them talk to someone.
Thanks, Sterling, for everything you do. Hashtag lunch money.
Thank you, Christopher A. I appreciate you, dude. You're too kind, honestly. Thank you guys for that support, and thank you, Christopher A. Guys, hashtag it up for him in the chat. Thank you. So yeah, like that was a turning point for me. It was like I realized that it wasn't just about growing my channel, because if times are tough, like I need my community to be there for me, and like and hang out in the times where like the numbers aren't good or the growth isn't good, and like we need to be there together, and it's like a journey that we all take, and seeing people in the chat talk to each other, that is something that I see as like this awesome thing where I can be so focused on the game, but if I look over, it's like you guys are having a conversation, and like I don't even know what you're talking about, but you guys are making jokes and memes, and it's great to see that, and that makes me feel good that there's friends within the community that talk to each other. So that is something that I think that there's always a struggle. It's like, do you focus more on community? Do you focus more on growing? But you got to find this like middle ground where you focus on both, you know? Let's see. You think I'm a very good person? Well, thank you. You're very kind. So yeah, that is pretty much like I said, if you guys have any more questions, please ask them in the chat. I kind of want to like turn this type of thing into not just necessarily like, it's cool with the Q&A, and I want that, and I want you guys to ask questions. I also want to kind of go into this sponsor chat here and maybe talk to some people who are viewers or streamers and hear their journeys and hear what they went through, and kind of just talk about their experiences, because everyone's experience is different. Like I had a certain experience, and like someone else could have had a completely different experience with streaming, and maybe, you know, talking about that could enlighten me or everyone about like the hardships, because I think there's a lot of hard parts of streaming that no one really sees. It's like you come online, you see the stream, and then after you don't see, like, you know, like me calling my friend and like complaining about something that is going on, or like, you know, the issues that we deal with, like in terms of YouTube, like we had some buffering issues, you know, there's notification issues, there's the ad revenue question, you know, of like you know, there's tons of stuff that like, oh, we're waiting for new features, like when are those coming? And you know, it's tough to like be focused on something and then having distractions like that and not having answers to those questions. So it can be hard. How much do I train a week? Recently, I've been pretty bad at not going that often, but normally it's like 4 times a week. How hard is the struggle to get up early for us? So, when I first started streaming, I started 8 a.m. Eastern time because I was getting up at 8 a.m. Eastern time, and then I would stream for 6 hours, and then at I guess that would be at 12. I would drive, not 12, sorry. At 2 o'clock, I would drive to this startup that I was trying to do and spend like 4 or 5 hours there, and that was every day. It was like really, really tough, and I just really fell in love with streaming, so it didn't feel like rough. But even though getting up at 7 a.m. is not my thing, I get up now at 8 a.m. and I'm getting better at it, get used to it. But I'm not a morning person, but I started my channel in the morning, and I like having a day afterwards. Like when I finish my stream, I can go to the gym, or I can go outside and it's still bright out, and you know, so it gets me up in the morning. It gets me to have a longer day, and it's part of just my channel in general, so I'm used to it, even though sometimes I'm late. We ever play games with sponsors? Yeah, we have. I do them secretly sometimes, and I want to start doing more custom games with sponsors, either hidden streams or public streams. But basically, like, that's something that I'd like to get more into. I'm going to be doing tomorrow a stat lounge where we can watch stuff together in the lounge on YouTube for sponsors. So that's a sponsor perk. This is also a sponsor perk. So yeah, it's something I'd like to do more. I haven't been very good at doing the PUBG custom games, but now with the new custom games and the new map, it would be cool to do them. So a hidden stream is just an unlisted stream that only people who have the link can see. So I send the link in the Discord for sponsors, and then yeah. So we're gonna go into the sponsor chat here. I'm gonna say hello to, we have like 20 people sitting in here, and hopefully you guys can just like not talk over each other and make sure that you have push to talk on so there's no echoes. And what, we got a super chat from Steve Murray. It says, what point do you make a living to be able to? I'm not sure. I think that question was asked before. You just, based on how you live and like how much your rent is and things like that, and if you have a family or not, and how much it costs to live. But thank you so much, Steve, for the £2. Appreciate you. Are we gonna jump in sponsor chat here? Hello.
Hi, Stan.
Hello. Hi. How's everyone?
Doing good.
Fantastic, I would say.
Awesome. Awesome. So I would love to hear some, like, a story from like someone else in terms of their streaming experience.
I can share if you want me to.
Streaming experience? Sure.
Yeah. So,
well, introduce yourself and tell me what you do.
I'm Stellar Will. I am brand new to streaming, just about a month and a half, I would say, doing it. I lurked in pretty much all you guys' chats for a while. I had a full-time job. I was a restaurant manager, making decent money, but my company went down, just kind of fell apart, so they kind of let me go. And I was really, really interested in starting streaming. You know, I think I have a pretty good personality, and you know, thought I would just, you know, I was inspired by you, by Julie, by Mash, a bunch of other people here. I mean, I watch all you guys, and I just started, hey, you know, why not? Let's just go for it. And the overwhelming support from YouTube, from the community, from everybody, it's been amazing. It's been amazing, and it's something that is, you know, brought me out of this like hole, you know, because when the job, you know, went under, I was just kind of like depressed, and for a week, 2 weeks, I couldn't quite get out of it. And by watching you guys, by seeing you guys, and you know, this beautiful community, it got me out of this hole. And oh god, I don't want to cry, but it's been so awesome, and I love it. Everybody here, and everybody's so supportive in the chat, in the channel. It's just amazing. And take some time to thank all of you guys, because I know I go into everybody's chat and I rated a bunch of you guys, and it's been awesome. So it's been really, really, really fun.
So
do it.
So honestly, dude, that is something that like I think is just amazing to hear, like your comments on like how it helped you go from like how you're feeling to feeling better, and have like something, you know, that you're focused on, and having like all these people around you that you kind of just build a community, like you said, going to everyone's chat, talking to people, and it's just like this world that I don't think people realize exists. A lot of people don't realize exists, and it is really beautiful, honestly, and that is an amazing story. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, it is.
Not a problem, guys. And like I said, I want to thank all you guys again just for being so supportive and being so freaking awesome.
Love you, Will.
Love
Thank
you,
you, guys.
Will.
You're welcome,
You
Will.
will.
That is awesome, Will. So anyone else want to say a little
I
story?
would love to share my story if you want to listen.
For sure.
I want to listen to this so bad.
Me too.
So a little over a year ago, I had something happen with my heart, and I ended up in the hospital for about 3 months. I should have died. I didn't. And while I was in the hospital rehabilitating, going through physical therapy and everything else, I started watching streams because they had Wi-Fi in the hospital, and I had my phone, and it was all I had really. So I started watching streams, and it, you know, I got into YouTube gaming first. I knew about Twitch. Don't know why I didn't go there, but it seemed like YTG, the entire community was uh, so, you know, very friendly, very easy to access, easy people to talk to. I mean, a lot of interactive people talking to their chat and laughing and joking around and, you know, making memes and all kinds of fun stuff. And it reminded me of me having like slumber parties with my friends playing Nintendo until 4 o'clock in the morning. And we would just, you know, you get so slap happy and goofy toward the end of the night, and you're just like, dude, this is exactly what watching streaming is all about. You have this camaraderie. And when I got out of the hospital, of course, I started just, I went back to work and I started watching streams and like more seriously. And I just, you know, more and more realized that this was something that I needed in my life. And now, if I don't stream, I'm grumpy. Streaming is my medicine, man. Streaming makes me feel better. I'm just, you can feel the love coming off of the computer screen. I'm sure it's not radiation. But I mean, you know, it sounds super dramatic and it sounds like I'm playing, but I want to say streaming saved my life.
That's an incredible story, dude. And this
Awesome,
is
Josh.
Josh Action Acton, by the way. He didn't
Oh.
introduce himself, but
Sorry,
he also
guys, yeah.
streams on YouTube Gaming. And
Yeah. And I have
man,
you guys to
amazing.
thank for that. All of you, every single one of you guys in here that stream, especially Stat, Chris, Juice, X Basis Dude, Clayton. I mean, all you guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much.
No,
Thank you
appreciate
for
it.
sharing, man. Honestly,
That was amazing, Josh. Thank you so
Amazing.
much.
Thank you. Next.
Anyone else would like to share?
I guess I'm not really good at this, but sure.
You got this, bro.
Your name, sir?
My name's Chris. Chris's face, aka Meat Roller, Alfonso, whatever you want to call me. When I was a little kid, I developed a blood clot in my brain, which I should have died of, which left me with like a little bit of some sort of like speech slur afterwards. And long story short, I met a friend who was a friend of mine for a very long time, and he passed away. And what we always used to do is play video games together. Like he would come over to my house, I'd go over to his house. We would play together all the time. And then once he was gone, I kind of had like this weird. Video games wasn't fun. Like it just made me sad, and interacting with people was like probably the hardest thing for me to get going again. Once I graduated high school, everyone pushed out to different areas, and so I was working full time, and I wind up developing Lyme disease, chronic Lyme disease, which put me in a hospital, and going to work wasn't working 100%. I was having a hard time getting out of bed. I was having a hard time doing daily routines of putting my boots on. So my wife saw me watching USAT a lot, and I was just sitting on the couch playing Battlefield, watching you. And she's like, "Oh, why don't you go play with him?" And I was like, "Me? No. Like, why would I?" That's silly. He's too big. He's not gonna want to ever play. Started playing Battlefield with you, and which gave me the balls to try streaming. And I did it one day, and you posted that thing online, which just blew me away about everyone to come check me out. And from then on in, I was absolutely I didn't want to leave this place, to be honest. One of the best things I've ever done. I agree with Josh 100%. With stellar. I don't regret one thing about YouTube gaming for sure.
Oh man,
Probably one of the best things ever.
I honestly, it's amazing just to hear the story, like your story right there, from how it's just such a part of your life now, and it's like it becomes this part of your life. And I remember when we used to play Battlefield, and like you were just always there, and like you were always reviving me, and like I remember it was like, you know, and it's like, and people, even the chat, like you became like this thing where it's like Chris's face, like the master medic or whatever, and it was just it was so fun. And then I don't recall the time that, like, I remember when you first started streaming, I remember sending people to you or like rating you, and it's just for me, when I started streaming, I didn't know that like I would have an impact on anyone. I just thought that I would be playing video games, and hearing stories like this really make me see that like there's so much like it's not just a number on a screen and someone's username. It's like there's a full life there, and like everyone is going through an experience, be it good or bad at the time, and streaming, or just by chance popping someone's stream, can literally like change the course of your life, because like now you stream, and like it's like I wake up in the morning and like I see you're live, like I check out your stream and see how like glitchy PUBG is today, and like I you know, it's like it's part of like my morning thing is like I'll check your stream out, and so like it's really cool, and I really appreciate you sharing, and I'm happy that you took the chance to stream, and like even see, that's the thing, is like even when you're not sure and you feel like there's no way, like there's always a way. There's always something like that could potentially happen, and there's no person that, like, I'm just a person, you know. I'm on stream, but I'm a person, and if I saw you in real life and you approached me, I'd just be the same guy. So
that was one of the hardest things too. When you watch someone on YouTube or whatever, you're like, oh, this person's, you know, they have a lot of people watching them, you know, they wouldn't want to ever deal with anyone. Like, who would want to, like, why would they want to play with me? Like, that's ridiculous. And like, I watch you, I watch Stone Mountain, I watch Julie, I watch now I watch Mash, and the moment that I had like you, Mash, and Julie all like in the same team, and then the other day with Stone Mountain, I was like, holy shit! I was like, 6-7 months ago, I was watching these people thinking this is unreal. These guys are doing, these guys are huge, and then you know, it's kind of unreal. I know it sounds weird, but
no, it is
it's
a strange thing,
kind
dude.
of mind blowing, because like when you're streaming, you're like, oh, I'm streaming, I'm just playing this game, doing my thing, but you don't realize, you know, that person behind that screen name, you know, so many people I've met that have so many crazy stories that like just make you realize that like this is not just a number game. It's more about
Absolutely.
community than your sub count.
I agree, and I think it's really cool, and like I was saying before, is it took me a while to fully realize that, and I don't know if it was the games I was playing or not. I think that they do make a difference, the type of community you foster depending on the game you play and the age of the people that are watching, based on the game. But having a community of people who it feels like think like you or similar to you, or just laugh at the same dumb stuff, it is really cool, and I appreciate you guys sharing the stories and hanging out, and and even like taking the chance to try and say hello, or like you know, I mean, like when I was in Germany, like Goomba Girl came and she found me in like the on the show floor or whatever it's called, and like said hello, and it's like that is so cool that like she went out of her way to do that. And so I appreciate when people do that, and it's nice to see the face behind the username. Does anyone else want to share something?
I can share my story if you want a Swedish perspective and things.
I want to go next.
Me next.
I too would like a chance. Yeah. Well,
All right, well,
I
go
was
ahead.
first though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, puppy.
Yeah.
Tell me who you are. Like, say it out so that
Yeah.
people know who's talking.
Yeah, I'm Puppy One Mountain, but people call me Puppy. The thing for me when I started with streaming was that I had a rough time in life, me too, as many of you other guys had. I lost a dear friend, and at the same time, me and my fiance broke up. So I was kind of depressed, to be honest. I forgot about having fun. Then I started watching YouTube when Battlefield 1 came out. And look who was there, a bearded man living in Montreal. So I caught your stream there, and I started playing Battlefield 1, my first ever first-person shooter, and I loved it. Started playing, watched more streamers, and suddenly I was hanging in a stream, and we raided a certain guy called Chris's Face on one of his first streams. And I thought, oh my god, I remember him from Stat. And I started playing with Chris a lot on Battlefield 1 as his medic, uh, having so much fun. So I thought that, oh my god, I'm having fun again. I'm happy. I need to try and start streaming. So I started um, feeling very, very well. And after a couple of months, I got a very bad uh, news. I got cancer. Um, so while my body was getting weaker and weaker, I just understood that I can't stream right now. I'm not physical in shape. I'm not
That was so
mental in
therapeutic
shape.
for me. Thank you
I
for
have a
doing
much
this. I
bigger
am so
battle
grateful.
to fight right now. Um, I'm not still cured. I'm feeling much better. The medicine is helping and everything, so I'm much stronger now than I were earlier. So I started streaming last week again, and the support I had from everyone, uh, Chris, Josh, Juicebox, Bassist. I mean, I can name you all. I mean, Stat, you made me cry when you raided me once. I mean, uh, to get raided by the person you have looked up to, uh, and watched him play, and that you made me happy again with your gameplay. It's amazing, and I'm so happy that I met you through YouTube, my friend.
Thank you so much for sharing. Honestly, these I'm speechless a little bit, like hearing these stories. Honestly, I don't know how I don't know how to respond sometimes, because it's so it's like touching, you know. It's like I said, there's so many stories and so many people going through so many things, and it's not always positive, you know. There's a lot of negative that like leads to positive, and like but I really think like having the positive energy that streaming could bring to you is so important, and if that's something that like brings you a lot of joy, to keep doing it. And you know, I'm happy that you're back to streaming, and you're feeling better.
Thank you so much, my friend.
Love you, puppy.
Love you, puppy.
Love you
Love
too,
you,
guys.
puppy.
Oh, thank you, guys.
Don't cry, puppy. We love you.
I'm not crying. I'm
I-
a man. I'm a
I'm
man.
already too late.
I
It's already
don't
too late for
cry.
me. It's too late
That's-
for me.
That's just
Well-
some awesome leaking out of your eyes, puppy. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm not a man. I had a little tear there, so it's okay.
So Juicebox, you wanted to go next?
Yeah. So I started YouTube in October last year, and I was just making I was making stupid Call of Duty videos on Infinite Warfare, which, as we all know, sucked. So it was a huge grind for like 2 months to get to 100 subscribers. And so Christmas came up and I was like, dang, I need some new material. I got Battlefield 1. One day at work, I was like, I literally remember searching good Battlefield 1 gameplay. And the first thing that came up was stats stream. And I was like, this guy has a huge beard and huge muscles. He's got to be good at something, right? And so I get into the chat and freaking Basis Dude, I don't know what it was, but every time I would say something, Basis Dude was like, oh, dude, that's hilarious. And we would just play off of each other. And I remember strategically putting my comments to where Stat would see them. I was like, okay, he's about to die. I'm going to comment because then in 10 seconds he'll see
I
it.
used to do the same thing.
It was so strategic. And me and Basis Dude just like instantly had a connection. And so he had an Xbox, I had an Xbox, and everyone else in your entire community has a PS4. No one else has Xboxes. And so I was like, oh, Basis Dude has an Xbox. I need to get in with him. So I told him I had a channel, and he was like, dude, you should start streaming. And I was like, really? You think so? He was like, yes, do it. And so I started streaming, and within a week, there was so much support on the YouTube gaming site. And it's crazy. Like, Stat'll just come into someone's stream like me and just lurk. And maybe he'll comment about eating pizza. I don't know. And it's amazing and kind of scary because you don't know who's watching you. Like, Stat could be watching you ramp a motorcycle and try to do double backflips. And it's so much fun and so crazy to be a part of this community.
Man, honestly, it's I'm happy that, like, 'cause I remember those times, like you and Basis Dude. I remember, and I know about the timing thing because I do the same shit like on other people's stream. And I'm like if I put up a comment and they don't notice me, and like I have a check mark next to my name, I'm like, okay, I'm like I gotta do better than that. And like it's so yeah, the timing is really important if you want someone to notice you. But I think it's not even just about that. It's just having conversation with other people, because a lot of times I saw Basis Dude and Juicebox or other people talking to each other, and I wouldn't respond to them, but I saw their like their profile picture, and I saw like their name, and then the next time they asked a question or whatever, maybe my eye would like just go there. I don't know why I chose which comment to respond to, but it's like I think there's something about seeing the name and seeing the thing and the comments, and because I think they're funny too, like obviously. But yeah, it's and timing the jump scare tip, Josh. It's like planning it out.
Oh yeah.
I like see that like meme with that woman with like all the calculations in front of her mind. I feel like that's what you're doing.
You gotta complete the transaction now.
So yeah, thank you for sharing, Juicebox. Appreciate that, man. Does anyone else want to say something? This kind of turned into like a little a sharing thing. I feel like we're like. Pardon me?
I'll go after Akodo.
All right, cool.
All right, Akodo Kusumoto. This is gonna be sort of variations on a theme, I guess. So, last August 2016.
And he streams on Twitch, right? Stream on Twitch.
I do. Yes.
Akodo Kusumoto. Okay.
Kusumoto. Yep. So last August, I stood in virtual line for this little game called No Man's Sky. And got it, played it, was having a great time playing it, and thought to myself, okay, well, there's not much community around this game because it's all kind of single player-ish. I wonder if people are doing stuff on YouTube, like loading up videos and things like that. So I'm at work, I'm bored. I go on, I'm like, let's look at No Man's Sky videos. And this dude that looks like he's straight out of the woods with a giant beard and glasses and a tank top on shows up on my feed. And he's live. I'm like, huh, all right, let's go check this out. And there's Stat mining emerald on some planet somewhere in No Man's Sky. And I started watching. I'm like, this guy's having a blast. I bet I could do this too. So got XSplit free stuff, went and did some videos and did some gameplay and all that. And it was a lot of fun. And then come November, I get divorced and I have to move out. Bad month, bad couple of months, sort of got away from streaming, kept lurking in Stat's channel, watched him play Battlefield 1, some other stuff that he was doing. I'm like, I really should get back into this because he's having a blast and I need to have some fun in my life because everything else is just going to hell. So around March, I decided, you know what, I need a fresh start completely. Went over to Twitch, started up my channel there, playing a lot of No Man's Sky, WoW, Fallout 4, pretty much anything I get my hands on. And slowly but surely I've been building it up for the better part of the last 6-7 months now. But keep going back to Stat's channel because he's the one that got me into this. I mean, Stat, you are the person who really got me into doing this and seeing that, you know what, I can have a good time. I can have fun. I can play games. I can enjoy myself. I can build a community. And I can use this as therapy too. That was the other thing, is that I needed some outlet to get away from all this crap that was happening in real life. And watching you and then streaming on my own has really, I wouldn't go as far as saying it saved my life, but it's definitely saved my sanity in a lot of ways. So that's pretty much my story. And then I became a Twitch affiliate and I'm doing something right. So, and yeah, Stat has been pretty much, he and a few other people over on Twitch have really been my inspiration for keeping going with this.
Man, honestly, like that I love hearing that. I love it because like I said, I don't know like what my, you know, what hold on. Dave, thank you for sponsoring. A new sponsor, wake up. Thank you, Dave. You should connect your Discord to YouTube. Just saying. Yeah, so it's so cool to hear that. And like, it doesn't matter where people stream, if they stream on Twitch or Mixer or like Facebook, it doesn't matter. You know, it's like you're doing this because you are trying to find like this love of video games, and or not find it, but like enjoy video games. And for part of it was with me was like when I started streaming, is I felt like I was not liking video games as much as I used to. Not because I don't like video games, because I felt like I was playing by myself, or like the people that you meet on multiplayer games are kind of jerks, and like it's tough, you know. But like and then I started streaming, I was like, now I can play games with people, and we get to talk and have fun together. And there was something about that was special, and I think really brought the love back. It made me feel like I was 5 years old when I first played Nintendo, sorry. And like it's amazing to see all these other people trying to like doing the same thing and loving the experience and how it's affected them positively in their lives. And that is beautiful, man.
This makes gaming fun again. That's, I think, streaming just in general, whether you're viewing or whether you're actually doing it, it makes it enjoyable. And that's the big thing, is like, you know what, I want to play games and have fun.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for sharing. Who was going next?
I can.
Sure.
All right. Hi, I'm Dustin George. My YouTube is Magic Marther, so I usually switch back and forth on the chat. But so back in June, I started watching Stat because I had recently switched jobs to an IT job. So I had a lot of free time compared to my old sales job. So I just lurked for a while before really sponsoring. And I was like seeing how much fun everything was. As far as like playing with like you and Mash Stars is always the best in my opinion. Like flashing each other and everything. I kind of turned that in on my own friends, where I would pick up a crossbow and randomly shoot a bolt through a window next to him to freak him out. But I was like, you know what, I should stream this, because I was like, I have a lot of friends I play with, at least in a small community of myself. And I just kind of started more so last month, and I've been more consistent through December. But I'm nearly at 40 subs, and like everything you've done, like with Julie or Mash or Chris or Stone even, because I love watching him too, has just really brought me into it to be like, this is awesome, and just have fun with it.
Amazing, man. I'm so happy to hear that. When you go live, you should use the promotion section of this Discord, because I actually go through that and like check out people's stuff and like kind of lurk and so I sometimes come and see people's streams when they post it in the promotions, just saying. So
yeah, I usually post it there, and
awesome.
in Mashes too.
Awesome. So Mash Stars, I heard you wanted to tell a story.
You want a blubbering mess?
Yes, I do.
You can do it, Mash. Don't worry, Mash.
Hold hold on 1 second. Just the rooster is crowing. Sumner, thank you for sponsoring, my friend. Appreciate you. All right, Mash. We here, bro. We love you.
Pressure.
Well,
No,
hold on.
okay,
You
wait,
got it,
wait.
you got it.
Well, let me say
Well,
something.
no.
Let me say something. You don't have to, if you don't want to, and I understand that. But if you do, then the floor is yours.
Ugh.
Got
Made me
this
cry
match.
so much. See, I got started on YouTube with a friend. I was in a really bad place. Already? Come on.
Okay, Mesh. We're holding your hand. Don't worry, Mesh.
We're here, bro.
We're here for you, man.
So, about 5 years ago, a whole bunch of stuff happened. I was diagnosed with PTSD. Had a really hard time putting my life back together. Eventually, I started working at a home for intellectually and developmentally disabled adults. And then on my 25th birthday, one of my clients passed, and it hit me really hard. So I started talking and playing games again with my best friend from growing up, and we decided to make a YouTube channel together. My PTSD got worse, and it became too hard for him to continue that with me, so he left. And then over the next year, just tried to figure out how to get over that, and realized that I still wanted to do YouTube. And through that, I found people like Kane Gaming, and I actually found Ustat through a collab you did with Azzy, because I had watched Quibble Cop a bunch. And decided to start playing with Kane Gaming and Dead by Daylight, and started streaming on my own. But eventually the anxiety from the PTSD got the best of me, and couldn't stream anymore. But even though I was in a really bad place, I still got to watch you and Julie and Kang and Game Dojo, and eventually got to play with you guys, and it made everything a lot better. And then in August of this year, my wife ended up having too much with the difficulties I've been having with my PTSD, and I kind of just fell into a hole where the only thing that would make me happy was watching Stat or Julie or Dojo or playing with you guys. And then when you guys went to Gamescom, I didn't really have anything to do all day. I was just too alone. So I decided to reach out, and I started streaming again. And then it just made me feel really good. There was a lot of people that were there to support me. I really felt like I was making an impact. And every morning I had something to look up forward to, because either I'd stream or I'd get a message from Stat to come and play, and I didn't feel so alone. And it's getting better, and I'm just really appreciative of you, Stat, for playing with me, because you've been a really good friend.
I love you, bro, man. Honestly, and thank you for like coming to play and hanging out and just being a part of the community. And I love seeing you stream. And I think that you should keep streaming. And I think that Kimmy, is it possible to just mute your mic? Just because your thing is okay. There we go. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. So thank you, dude. Honestly, and I think that streaming is a great outlet for kind of just, it's not necessarily to forget about things, but it's something to do, and like it's something that you get to have these people around you that have this, there's like this energy, and I can't really describe it, but like this energy when like just doing it. And I think that you're amazing at it, and I think that you should keep streaming, and I think that I'm really appreciative of you joining me and playing and being a part of this community. And thank you so much for sharing. I know how hard that must have been for you. And I think it's important for people to realize that there's so much more to like people than what is just in the name. Like there's so much more to what you know, we as humans like there's just like this whole like you don't know anybody. You don't know anybody. And there's so much to learn, and I think that a lot of times we just don't even listen. And so I'm really happy that this kind of turned into that, because I want to know more about you guys, and I want to know you know, the good and the bad. So thank you for sharing.
You have a certain light about you, Mash, that, trust me, it shows. And never give up. Never.
You bring joy to all of us.
Yeah, I love your stream, Smash.
Yeah, Mash.
You guys trying to make me feel better or something? I need to stop crying.
You and me both.
Mash, if you ever are around and Stat and Julie are on or something, and you want to come play a game or just hang out or something, feel free, man. DM me here anytime.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, if you ever need someone to play with Mash, hit me up.
Yeah, you're always welcome, Mash.
We're all here for you, buddy. All of us.
So amazing.
I'm just kidding. Please
Hey, I call you a friend once. Good fish dude. Fish dude, you're so basic.
I just want to love you, and you won't play with me. Total meat roller.
There's the Mash. Okay.
Oh my god.
Right, maybe I can stop crying now.
Oh my god. A friend. That was so good. So yeah, did anyone else want to share? Because I'm gonna be
really quick.
Okay.
I got having mic issues, so I apologize for that. It's Evil Operations. About 4 months ago, I got on YouTube for the first time in my life, and I saw Stat play Battlefield, and I was hooked ever since. And then I met Chris, and I saw Chris do his thing. Now I do my thing, and I love everybody in this community because you're all doing the same exact thing I am, and I love everybody.
Thank you for sharing, my friend. Thank you. Yeah, no echo. Sounds good. Thank you. Honestly, and this, I keep saying this. I feel like I'm saying the same thing again, but like when I decided to do this stream right now, I didn't know that this would turn into this. I kind of thought it would be more of a kind of like a question, tell me your story. But the thing is that I guess I didn't realize is that streaming can be like this healing thing, or something that you can do to get your mind off of something that's going on in your life, or it's something you turn to make you feel better. And I know it's like that with gaming, but I guess like hearing everyone's story, and not everyone is obviously the same, but like hearing the different stories of people using streaming as an outlet and a way to just get better, like, you know, mentally or just feel better is amazing. And I don't think many people realize that. And I think that a lot of times it's kind of frustrating, because I'll talk to people about streaming and a lot of people don't know what streaming is, or like why people do it, or like why people watch, or why people hang out. And I think that there's something special about live content and how close it makes you feel with the creator or the person you're watching, and also the community that you're in the chat with. And I didn't even know that type of thing existed. And even with Twitch being around for so long, I didn't realize that it was like that, because I didn't really watch too much streaming before I started. And so it's been a really cool experience for me to grow and learn about the different reasons for people to watch and different reasons for people to stream. And so thank you guys again so much for sharing. I want to try and do this once a month. Next time, maybe we'll do more of I'll have maybe more structure so that we could talk about I don't know, maybe the actual like problems with streaming, or the, you know, other things that people run into, or growing your channel or growing a community, types, things like that. But I really am happy that this turned into this kind of a thing. So I appreciate you all for sharing and taking the chance to just speak in front of everyone that's watching and share your story. It takes a lot of guts to talk about some of the things that you guys said, and I really appreciate you sharing it. And so I love you guys. Thank you.
Love
Thank
you,
you.
Stat.
Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Stat.
Stat.
Take it easy, Stat.
Thanks,
All
Stat.
right. Have a good night, guys. And happy
You too, my
holidays.
man.
You too.
Happy
Happy
holidays.
Christmas.
You too.
Bye, everyone.
Have a
Bye.
good one, beardos.
Later, beardos.
Okay. All right. So that was amazing. I'm like kind of speechless after hearing all these things. I appreciate you guys so much, and thank you for being a part of this today.
Beardo forever, forever Beardo.
Hefe Gully! Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you. Appreciate you, my friend. Thank you for the support. Guys, could we get a hashtag Hefe Gully in the chat? Too kind. Appreciate you lurking out there, man. Thank you. The Hadouken. Thank you so much. And like I said, I want to keep doing this. I want to try and do this every month. I'd like to have more for going forward. Maybe try and get into more like focused topics, so that we could talk about things that maybe people are having problems with, and it could still be related to life problems. But I think that it's important to maybe have a little more structure in terms of staying on point, because that's something that's tough sometimes. But as soon as I heard the first story, I just wanted to hear everyone's stories. So I'm so happy that it went that way, and I'm honored that you guys felt like you could share on this stream right now in this video. So thank you, everyone, and everyone that spoke. If you I appreciate you. I really do. Thank you so much. And Steve Murray, thank you for those super chats that were happening during the conversation. I just didn't acknowledge them because I was trying to listen, and I didn't want to interrupt the people who are talking. But thank you so much, Steve Murray, for, I think it was like 10, there's about 10 pounds of tips and super chats. Thank you so much. You're too kind. Appreciate that support. It really means a lot to me. Beardos for life. Thank you, guys. And don't forget to hit the like button if you thought this video was cool and you want to see more. Definitely go into the comment section after this goes up on the channel and let me know maybe what you want to talk about next time, or if you have ideas for like structure of the video, or just anything that you think could be cool and you want to hear about. It could be from me, or it could be from other people who are streaming, or it could be anything like that. There's no set rule for this, what I'm doing, and I kind of want to go with the flow and see how things go, and take it from there. And so, again, thank you so much for hanging out. Lynx is here to say goodbye. Right, Linky? Remember when you scratched me? Oh, I remember. Do you remember? But yeah, thank you guys again. Much love. And if you, like I said, if you enjoyed the video, you can share it as well with your friends, and we will keep doing them. Again, thank you. And that is it for today, the first roundtable, episode 1. And I'd like to continue doing these. So again, thank you for the support. I love you, and have yourselves a great day.